You're not lazy. You're just tired of breaking promises to yourself. And that deep down exhaustion, the kind that follows you from the bathroom mirror to the fridge, isn't from what you're eating. It's from not trusting yourself anymore. But what if I told you that you could get that trust back? By the end of our conversation today, you will have 4 clear steps to stop waging the war with yourself and start building the kind of self-trust that fuels peace, consistency, and healing. You're not indecisive. You're not lazy. You're wise, but you are in a battle. I see you doing all the things: researching supplements, starting and restarting workouts, meal prepping on Sundays only to unravel by Tuesday. And still, nothing sticks. I've been there. After a series of health challenges with my son and myself, I became so overwhelmed by all of the food rules, I just stopped eating. Then I'd sneak into the kitchen, almond jar in hand, eating half of it secretly in silence. And not necessarily because I was hungry, but because I was numb. That's not hunger. That's lack of self-trust. And hearing myself say that, that's sad and it hurts. Let's talk about where the real war lives. Being at war with yourself means that your mind and your heart, they're not on the same team. You want adventure, but crave and actually need routine. You want change, but resist the steps it takes. And when you're constantly torn between who you are, who you want to be, and who you used to be, that's the kind of stress that ages our body and erodes our joy. If you've ever felt like you're battling yourself before the day even begins, drop a heart emoji in the comments, because I get it. Nothing is truly free. So what's the cost of staying at war with yourself? Because the thing is, this internal war isn't just emotional. It shows up physically in our cortisol levels, in the form of insulin resistance, brain fog, joint pain, and yes, weight gain. So yeah, you're not just tired, you are drained, and rightly so. Because face it, you've been fighting for years. By the time we reach midlife, most of us are carrying so much emotional baggage, regret, doubt, and broken promises to ourselves. We start second guessing everything. We stop taking chances, being risk averse, and honestly cowardly. That becomes the norm. And that leads to inaction, then shame, then self-blame. Until we call ceasefire real healing, it just can't begin. So are you ready to call ceasefire? Ready to build the kind of trust that propels action, not punish? Because without self-trust, the best laid health plan, workout routine, pharmaceutical medicine, supplement, none of it is going to work and stick. Trust is the root of consistency. It says, I showed up for myself, even when it's hard. Because we don't need more motivation, we need inner peace. Wouldn't you agree? How do we build or rebuild self-trust? Number 1, talk to yourself like you matter. If you wouldn't say it aloud to your ride or die person during their moment of pain, don't you dare say or think it about yourself. Negative self-talk, that destroys trust. You know that, right? Start replacing, shoot, I messed up again, with something like, okay, I'm learning to stay with myself, to stay with this, to see this through. I can pick myself up. This is how we get to rewire our brain and our hearts to operate from a place of trust. Number 2, define your core values. Do you know what operates our internal compass? Right, our values. Want to know what's really guiding your decisions? Take a look at your life and your current health. That is a 3D picture of the values that are driving your life. Are the values you desire, are they evident? Are they showing up in your life, in your finances, in your health, in your relationships? And if you're not sure what your values are, don't worry. Start fresh. Grab a free values checklist like this. Go on the internet, get it for free. Take 2 of the values that are listed. Which of the 2 jumps out to you most? Circle that one. Cross out the other one. Take the one that you circled, compare it to the next value. Of those 2, which one jumps out at you? Circle that one, cross out the next. Continue down the list. Dwindle it down, compress it until you get to 6 values. Don't belabor, do not spend a lot of time on this. Look at it in like 1, 2, 3. Which one jumps out to you most? That's the one. You're not held bound to these. You can always swap out or take on different values based on where you are in life. This is for where you are today, right now. Take those 6 values and just leave it. Once you're at 6, these are the core values that you are going to start to apply to the areas of your life. from your relationships to your conversation, to your finances, to your health, your well-being, your habits, your routines. Those are the values that are going to shape and drive each of those categories of your life. For example, if you value authenticity, you will find yourself no longer participating in trendy diets. They are so the opposite of authenticity. If you value peace, you will stop overloading your schedule. Overload, overwhelm, where can peace exist there? As you start living with your values, that will build your trust. 3, identify and meet your own needs. In order to do that effectively and efficiently, you gotta slow down. Feel your body. Be present with your body. Recognize your body. I'm talking starting with small things like observing if you're hot or cold, thirsty or tired. Honor that by addressing the need before you. Put on a sweater, turn on the fan, drink some water, go to sleep, or at the very least, take a nap. Because the more you meet your real needs, the more you prove to yourself, I got me. Because if you can't count on you to have your own back, can you really feel some kind of way when others don't show up and have your back? And this may sound like a small, insignificant act, but this deepens our sense of emotional safety, which builds sustainable self-trust. 4, commitment and honesty. Do what you say you're going to do. It could be as small as I will drink water before coffee. Small promises are sacred. When we keep them, betrayal and shame, they can't sneak in. And while you're following your commitments, practice telling yourself the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Honesty reveals character and creates a relationship with yourself that's built on respect. And if we're really honest with ourselves, the truth you really need to hear is that you're not lazy. You're not broken. You're just tired of showing up for everyone but yourself. So start small, but start. Start with one promise. Start with one truth. Because healing doesn't require perfection. And that's a good thing, because I'm far from perfect. But it does require presence. And for you and I to stop abandoning ourselves. And if you want help making peace with your body, your food, and your future, hit subscribe. We're doing this together. Let the ceasefire begin.